Looking at the forecast, it does look like we begin a warm-up today. And then we get cold all over again, and then another warm-up into the weekend and next week. So I hope that all happens. We might actually crack 30 next week. Looking like the next few days will be in the upper 20s. But Manaski, upper 20s is going to kind of yesterday we'd hit the 20s. Feels like a heat wave out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does feel significantly better than this. So I apologize. My phone app is saying 1 degree. I'm on weather.gov here. It says it's 12 below right now in Utica.
I had on the thermometer this morning, I had -7 at my house this morning. So it varies depending on where you are, but it's cold. This is one of the cooler days, the colder days that we have had. All right, we have a big week. It's Super Bowl week, of course. If you love the Patriots and the Seahawks, it's Jimmy Fallon week. Jimmy is in town Saturday night, and there are still great seats that are left. We are releasing today additional seats, some seats that were held for Jimmy and the promoter. Will be released this week, so that'll open up some pretty cool seats. There is one seat left. I saw this last night. As of last night, there is one seat left in the pit. Those are those premium tickets that are right up close. But then after that first section, there's still a lot of good seats, and as I said, seats will be released today that'll open up. But you can go right now and get great seats for the show on Saturday night. We'll maybe a couple of days this week, starting at least today, we'll give you a chance to win some tickets for Jimmy's show Saturday night, along with Hobikus Free Money Question of the Day. You saw there was a winner. Oh, and by the way, Sunday is what was postponed because of that snowstorm. Sunday's conference championship tailgate party has now been improved. It's new and improved. It's now a Super Bowl party. And it's this Sunday from 11:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. Tailgate food, a ton of prizes and giveaways, including you could bid on Buffalo Bills tickets, 5 seats for next season, somewhere in the new stadium, but really good seats. Same thing for Giants tickets, as Manaski is hopeful that actually throwing out the guarantee right now, the Giants make the playoffs next year.
Well, I don't. I'm betting it. That's for sure.
Okay.
Small wager. But this is the first.
Well, you wouldn't bet it if you didn't think it was going to happen.
For sure. This is probably the first time in a decade or better that I'm really excited about the next Giants season.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? The Bills made a couple of hires, defensive and offensive coordinator. Davey, what do you think about the moves they made? They made there.
I like Pete Carmichael. He worked with Joe Brady when they worked together at the New Orleans Saints. And I love the Jim Leonard defensive coordinator. He was a former Bill. And
it's funny, former Bill. And I was watching somebody's podcast, and they were like, we have picked him 2 years in a row as our they have this fantasy type team that they put together, and he was their head coach for 2 years.
And then
they like a lot of Bills fans really like that move, and it does tell you that the defense. I think the defense has needed some real changes. I mean, listen, we're giving up way too many points every game, and I think you're going to see a real change when it comes to defense this year for the Buffalo Bills.
And then I read this morning that Bobby April, who was a defensive quality coach for the Bills 10 years ago, is coming back to help work with Jim Leonard.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting. Let's see what apparently Brady stepped in it when he was on the McAfee show and said, the fact that I'm now, I'm going to paraphrase, the fact that I'm now the head coach and not the offensive coordinator, it will be nice to celebrate when Josh Allen throws an effing interception and the defense gets to make a play. And he got hammered over that comment. Listen, Allen had another great year, but he had more interceptions than he's had in a long time. Some of those were tips, and some of those were desperation, but listen, it cost the Bills in their early out this year in the playoffs. So
They could be playing for the Super Bowl. This
they
week.
could be. Let's see what else on the over the weekend was was Wing Wars on Saturday. We were judging that. Davey was along taking some great pictures, and I know my wife is the biggest fan of Dubai chocolate, and the cup that you get. And we first, like 3 years ago, got this in New York City, and it's filled with the Dubai chocolate, and then the pistachio cream, and then these Middle Eastern, or I think they're from India, these crunchy things that you put on top along with strawberries, and holy moly, it's so good. But hearing that is on a chicken wing, she thought it was disgusting.
What?
But I got to tell you, Davey and I both tasted it.
It was good.
It was the judges' wing of the year
Pizza
and
Boys.
most creative week. It
Pizza
came from
Boys,
Pizza
Jeff.
Boys. I didn't think it was going to be any good, but it was good.
So wait. Tell me again what was on it.
It is, well, it
Dubai
has
chocolate, strawberries.
Dubai chocolate, no strawberries,
Okay.
but that's the cup that you would get. Dubai chocolate, the little crunchy things. I forget what they're called, and pistachio cream was kind of drizzled on it, and
On the
that
wing?
on a chicken wing, and I'm like, this is going to be disgusting. And we all took a bite, and we're like, I don't know, that tastes pretty darn good.
And then they had a unique wing, Jeff, from Hot Off the Brick. It had greens and macaroni and cheese in it.
And that was more of it was not a boneless wing. It was more of what would you call it, a stuffed. It had chicken in it and probably had some maybe tempura around it, keeping it all together. But it had chicken wing in it, along with greens and some chopped up chicken riggies. It was really good.
Wow.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate the creativity, but
I think we got to have Pizza Boys come in and bring in the chocolate wings and let everybody try them.
so it reminds me from.
I think you'd be very surprised.
I think I would be. Yeah. There's a scene in The Sopranos where Paulie Walnuts is at one of these real fancy coffee shops, and the two people in front of him order.
Yeah.
The names are quite extensive, and he walks up to the counter, and the woman asks what he wants, and he goes, "You got any just coffee?"
Yeah.
Did they have any with just regular wing sauce there,
Yeah.
or was it all
They did.
exotic
They did.
stuff?
Almost all of them were normal, traditional. There were a lot of good wings this year. And it benefits the Chubbuck Foundation. They help people who are families who are dealing with cancer. And they do a tremendous job every year. This event is sold out every single year, as it was again this year. Very, very cool. New and improved, Mike says, new and improved tailgate party. Is Butler not going to be there? Bottom. The Bills were decimated this year by injuries. I wonder if they had more than other teams, and if so, why? Bad training staff? Question mark. Gotta wonder about that.
Well, they did not have more than the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think anybody did. I think they had 16 starters on the injured list this year.
And Mike this morning says, crunchy stuff on top of the wing. Oh, those were grasshoppers. All tried. Not true. Let me go to Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning. And today is Groundhog Day.
Yes, it is.
Does Punxsutawney Phil see his shadow? Or are there going to be a lot of angry people out there when Punxsutawney Phil comes in and says he does? Correct me if I'm wrong. If he sees his shadow, it's 6 more weeks of winter and he goes back to bed.
Yes,
Okay.
as we all probably will. Yes, If he sees his shadow, we can expect 6 more weeks of cold winter weather. He has predicted a longer winter 4 times in the past 6 years. Last year, 2023, 2022, and 2021.
Well,
Lovely.
regardless of the prediction, how often is he right?
About 30% of the time.
Oh, okay. I
so
knew
it's
you'd have
more
that
likely.
answer.
It's more likely that when he says he sees a shadow, that we're not going to have a longer winter.
Let
and
me
vice
ask.
versa.
Let me ask you, Manaski, because you're up here, and Tanya, because you're down there, and the winter you've already had, which seems like it started on Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Luck of the draw this year. It just feels like this winter's never going to end.
January was 127 years long.
It was so long. Oh God, you're right. Yeah, and it's funny because I spoke. My daughter is complaining like crazy about the, and you know what? She's from up here, so you're used to snow, but you're not used to snow banks and piles of snow in New York City. Trying to get on a bus or get into a cab or an Uber, and it's been a bit of a rough run this last week since last week's snowstorm in New York City.
Yeah, I mean they have hauled off. I lost count of the amount of I think it's thousands of tons of whatever of snow that they've hauled off and melted because that is one of the things I really didn't know a lot about until this year this time with the snow. And thanks to the mayor's proclivity to post videos a lot, I've actually learned a ton about how we get rid of this stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it never occurred to me that they're, taking it, hauling it off, melting it, and getting it, like literally getting it out of the street. Not just most of it just looks like it's been pushed to the sides, and of course there's tons of that. Shout out to the people trying to dig a car out. But, the worst part of it is around the intersections where after a day or so, there will be a tiny little path carved through a snowbank, and everybody goes single file through the little, and you have to kind of wait and let the oncoming traffic go, and then you go. Like there's not room for like two or three people across.
Yeah.
Which honestly is it's fantastic practice for the tourists, so they don't keep walking free across in New York City. But that's a whole different thing.
Listen, to not let this go by wasted. Any other facts that you have on Groundhog Day?
I mean, it is always a fun little spectacle. They get out there at about 3:30 in the morning is when they open the grounds for people to come out. And as cold as it's been, here and up there, it's not any warmer in Punxsutawney, I'm sure. So they're out there for a few, but there's a lot of stuff to go, to happen before that. They've got all kinds of events leading up to the day. And then of course, Phil is going to make his prediction around 7:25 Eastern this morning. So we will find out, what he has to say, if he's going to maybe bring us some warmer weather or shorter spring or earlier spring or whatever. You've caught me on an uncaffeinated day, I'll be honest.
Listen, I
between that and the cold, I'm just like,
we're at
please, Phil.
if it can make you feel any better, we're at 9 below here right now. 12 below here right now. So, but listen, once you get to 12 below, or you get to 10 degrees or whatever, it's all very cold.
I agree with you, and I feel bad complaining about the cold because I have friends and relatives in Mississippi who still don't have power.
Man, they're cold. I have friends that have gone to Florida, Miami, and all in their shorts and ready to go on the beach, and they're finding temperatures like I don't know, 10 degrees, 15 degrees. Maybe not quite that cold, but it ain't Miami weather. That's for darn sure. And you're right. This has been horrible for places like Mississippi and North Carolina and those states that are not normally dealing with it. All right, Tanya, get some caffeine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio.
I was watching a video of a guy, street entrepreneur in New York City, was digging people out on the side of the road. He was doing a pretty good job, but he saw the camera recording him, and he goes, "When the snow is this high, I charge $125." And it was probably up to his waist at least.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of digging, and it's funny. It was almost like there was the road, then there was a snowbank, and then there was a walkway where people could get in their vehicle. How they got onto the road, I guess, was up to them. And then there was obviously the regular sidewalk.
Well, and if you're getting on a bus or public transportation or any of that, I mean, once you get down into the subway, you're fine. But that the sidewalks have narrowed to the point where and I got to say, I always hear kids today, they don't have the ambition that kids had when I was a kid. I don't know. I've seen a lot of, that neighborhood app. I've seen a lot of kids on that neighborhood app saying they will shovel for a little dough, trying to make some money. So it does exist. Entrepreneurship still does.
Especially at that price, right?
In my day, they used to shovel for free. Yeah.
What?
They were hoping for money.
What were they charging in your day? When they were charging?
I don't know. I grew up in the country. You just did it.
Right.
When your father said we're going out, and everybody went out. We went out and shoveled as a family. There was a lot of snow back then.
This guy's charging $125 a car.
Here is $125 a car. Think about that. Hey, you want your car out? That's a lot, but those are New York City prices. But let me tell you though, the one problem I had with shoveling as a kid was my father was meticulous when it came to how the driveway should be shoveled. It's almost as if it had to be it had to look nice. So, my idea is just put a shovel in and throw it wherever. Nope, the snow goes here. The snow goes here. We can't have it over here because it'll be too much of a blind side when we're driving out onto the road. It was just, you had to do it a certain way. And
engineering where you store that snow until it finally melts.
Which means today we hire and contract a plow. Just because at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know about anybody else. No. I don't want to be out there shoveling.
At 12 below.
All right, quick, and it is 12 below zero right now. It's a cold start. Manaski might have an update right here. You want me to wait? Yeah. I know you're... I know you need coffee.
I need to warm up with
Davey,
some coffee.
Can you get him some coffee? Because he's going to have to do news. 6:39 at WIBX.
Cloudy skies, 12 degrees below zero. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. News time is 6:39. Sunday's Grammy Awards saw some familiar faces take home several awards last night in L.A. Billie Eilish got the Grammy Award for Song of the Year. She co-wrote Wildflower with her brother Phineas. Kendrick Lamar also went home with another Grammy, making him the most awarded hip-hop artist in Grammy history. Lady Gaga took the Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album in Mayhem. And this year's Super Bowl halftime show headliner, Bad Bunny, won Album of the Year.
What was the Charla, what's her face? Hold on, Chappelle. No, not Chappelle. Her name is, Chappelle. Chappelle Roan. You familiar with her? Pink Pony, that song, that Pink Pony song?
No idea.
Anyway, here, I'm trying to find a picture of her. Manaski, what? Sometimes you really have to wonder, like, what are these people thinking when they go to their expert for fashion and they're like, I think you should wear this. Are you stunned as much as I was?
Yes.
She is wearing a completely topless, she is, and the gown that she's wearing is being held up not by straps, but it seems to be connected to 2 nipple rings. And that's what the Pink Pony singer was wearing last night. She changed things up when she went on TV, but that was at the line before.
You know, Lady Gaga's dress made out of meat. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Seems so conservative in comparison.
Last night she was wearing a lampshade, basically an Asian lampshade on her head. I saw pieces of it. The fact that Bad Bunny won Best Album has got to annoy President Trump, who doesn't feel he should be at the Super Bowl doing the Super Bowl halftime show. But get ready for Spanish, because that's what he's Puerto Rican. And big and popular.
Bill, as you mentioned, it is Super Bowl week. The 2 teams arriving on the West Coast. The Seahawks arrived in California's Bay Area Sunday. Both teams now set to take part in Super Bowl 60 opening night ceremonies at the San Jose Convention Center, marking their only public appearance before taking the field before the big game. The federal government is partially shut down. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's hopeful a fix could come by tomorrow. Appearing on NBC's Meet the Press, Johnson said he believes they have enough Republican votes to push forward. The Senate passed a funding package on Friday that's now in the hands of the House. A deal agreed to by President Trump and Senate Democrats would fund all of the government except for Homeland Security, which would operate on a 2-week stopgap. At least 2 people killed in North Carolina after a massive winter storm slammed that state. North Carolina's Governor Josh Stein says over 1,000 collisions were reported on the roadways, resulting in 2 fatalities. The storm also brought frigid temps to other parts of the southeast and mid-Atlantic. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 6:43. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Clear and cold to start off this Monday with sub-zero wind chills. The afternoon high should eventually hit 21 with sunshine and an increase in clouds tonight with a low down to 7. A cloudy day tomorrow, the high of 28. Light snow is possible tomorrow evening with an overnight low down to 12. Then a few breaks in the clouds for Wednesday with a high of 22. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies, 12 below at 6:44.
And it's Nick this morning up on YouTube, one of the many up there bright and early here this morning. Nick will say good morning. I can't respond for some reason. I don't know. My computer's not allowing me to click in and make a response on the messages, but I'll keep track of them. Others seem to be doing it pretty fine, including Nick. So good morning. It's 6:44, coming right back at WIBX.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And did we mention it's aluminum free? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code RADIO20 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code RADIO20. LUMEdeodorant.com, code RADIO20 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code RADIO20.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated since 1980. Tallman's is proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to 4-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now at your local GNC.
Whistle and the world will be.
They've been a driving force in roots music for nearly 3 decades, and they're coming to the Stanley Theater in Utica. Yonder Mountain String Band takes the stage on Thursday, February 5th at 8 p.m. They're kicking off a new chapter with their new album, Nowhere Next, the follow-up to their Grammy-nominated Get Yourself Outside, featuring Utica area native Nick Piccinini. Yonder Mountain String Band at the Stanley Theater, February 5th at 8 p.m. For tickets, go to thestanley.org, Ticketmaster.com, or call 315-724-4000.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, Mike says a little controversy or a big controversy with Bad Bunny when he was saying his acceptance speech. He only said 2 words, ice out. There was a lot of that last night. A lot of the artists were, and now when you look at music today, a lot of these artists are immigrants, former immigrants that are maybe their parents were immigrants or whatever. But you see a lot of foreign influence, I guess is what I'd say. And certainly Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican. I do enjoy when somebody says, "Why did you go back to the country that you came from?" And it's like, well, Puerto Rico is, never mind. Nonetheless, and then the one female that won, I can't remember her name. They caught her. They caught her with.
Was it Billie Eilish?
Eilish?
No, I don't think it was her. It was somebody else. It was a British girl, and
British?
Eilish isn't British. And she did swore and they beeped her out. Ooh. Swore again and they beeped her out, and then she came back and dropped the F-bomb that went clear as day over all over CBS. So I wonder if CBS gets fined for something like that. I mean, they tried. They tried twice. They got her twice. Third time was the charm.
And what do you think? They had just exhausted their delay? And
I think they missed it. They completely missed it. Oh, yeah, they missed it. But anyway, I feel every year I try to at least stay somewhat in my mind that I can be somewhat relevant in that I can understand. Oh yeah, I know who that artist is. I don't understand it. I know that artist. I don't understand it. That's what I try to do. So I watch a little bit of it, and man, I feel like I'm getting old.
Yeah, well,
right?
That outfit that what's-her-face wore.
That outfit, holy moly. And the other thing that was really pretty good from last night that I got in my feed here this morning, Cher came out. Do you know Cher looked...
It said, put some clothes on!
Cher looked like, first of all, she doesn't have an ounce of fat on her body. Mm-hmm. Her face, I got to say, doesn't... You know how some people have so much... surgery and plastic surgery and work done, they just look like, oh my God, so bad. She doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't.
She doesn't. She still looks like she's in the 70s or 80s. No, she is in the 70s and 80s. She's like 79 years old.
Yeah.
Cher. So they gave her a Lifetime Achievement Award, and she did this awkward, disjointed thank you speech. And then she walked off, and the music started, and then they're like, well, wait a minute, you're supposed to give out an award. So she came back and was all confused. And then when she gave out the award, she read the answer in it. Kendrick Lamar was the winner, and it was a song that was in tribute to, I can't remember who, but she announced that and not the Kendrick Lamar is the winner, and it was just unbelievably confusing and awkward, and you look back, and there she was completely confused. I'll play both clips, and it'll explain. She called him Luther, and that was, the song was Luther Vandross. It was a tribute to Luther Vandross. But she said the winner of the award is Luther Vandross, who apparently is no longer with us. I guess I didn't know that. Let's start with a little Cher, just a little bit of audio here, see if I can get it to play on a Monday morning. Here we go.
So that's all I have to say. Thank you. I guess I'm supposed to walk off now. All right. I have to walk off.
No, they were telling her, don't walk off.
Before you go, Cher. Cher, before you go, could we get you to announce the nominees? I could do it, but it's not the same. I don't have the track record. Welcome back, Cher, everybody.
You can see I wanted to give out the stage.
So then she came back onto the stage. She gets confused announcing the winner of Record of the Year twice. But when the moment came where she's supposed to open the envelope, she doesn't look in the envelope. She just stares up and and there was silence. So everybody was waiting, like, what is she doing? Is she having a moment? When she finally opened it, she had said, I thought they were going to announce the winner up there, like with the announcer or something.
Is this her first award show? Does she not know how this works?
Think about it. It goes back to the late 60s. She's been doing these award shows. So she just stared at the teleprompter. When she finally opened up the envelope, she gave the incorrect name of the song and almost didn't announce that it was Kendrick Lamar. Here's the audio.
And the Grammy goes to... Oh! They told me it was going to be on the prompter. Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross. Kendrick Lamar.
What a mess. What a mess.
And isn't she familiar with Luther Vandross? Did she call him Luther
she said,
Vandross in there?
It didn't seem like she said the whole Vandross thing, but the song is called Only Luther, even though it's about Luther Vandross, and Kendrick Lamar was the winner. So it is what it is. Wild turkeys are attacking people in Wisconsin. This is a real problem. They're chasing postal workers, blocking traffic, and even going after children. Here's a member of the community talking about the wild turkeys.
At first, I love wildlife. The turkeys were cool. They've become a nuisance. You know, they block traffic. They've caused accidents. They went after my mailman. As he was approaching crossing the street, the turkeys started chasing after him. It's scary. These are big birds. I'm not asking as a snobby person to get rid of these turkeys. I want to see them thrive in their natural habitat, and I want to see these children be able to thrive in their habitat or neighborhood, if you will.
Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, whatever. We used to have a character on the old show called, his name was Phil, and he was unfortunately often drunk. Even in the morning, especially in the morning, he would be a bit on the inebriated side. And I got to tell you, you say 30% of the time, Puxatawny Phil was accurate when it came to predicting how much longer the winter's going to last. Back then, he was 90% accurate every year. He'd be like, it's going to go on another 25 months or weeks or whatever. It's going to be another 6 weeks of winter. Drunksatawny Phil, we called him, and very accurate. It was very accurate. And it might have been the wild turkey that kept him going. I don't know.
Wild turkey, the beverage, for sure.
The beverage, yeah. Anything else with the Grammys that we care about? Reba McEntire performed last night. Justin Bieber performed. Some of these people are so far out of touch now. The outfits they wear. Justin Bieber came out on stage. He's now all jacked. He's all jacked up. He's not the young little scrawny Justin Bieber
boy.
anymore.
Yeah, he looks more like, what's his name?
Jelly Roll. He looks like his face, he's got tattoos on the face, all over his body. It kind of looks like the guy from Red Hot Chili Peppers, to be honest.
I was thinking of the White Wedding guy, Billy Idol.
Billy Idol. Okay, that's fair enough. Anyway, he came out and did his song Only in Boxer Shorts. Yep.
What?
I mean, I'm watching this thing like, what are we watching?
Is your wife like Bill? You're watching this stuff in the living room?
I'm only watching it. I'm only watching this new TV porn because that's what she turned on. And Catherine O'Hara, what a surprise! Only at the age of 71, not a fun surprise, a tragic surprise. Comedic actress Catherine O'Hara died last week. She was 71. She got involved with the comedy group Second City right out of high school. Many from that group began SCTV, where she played several characters. Here's a scene from one of her many times on the Farm Film Report, where she played Brooke Shields. Here's audio.
Her name is Brooke Shields. Bring her on, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Brooke Shields. Would you like to go into comedy, Brooke?
Mm-hmm. You're farmers, right?
Yeah, we're both farmers.
What did one strawberry say to the other strawberry?
I don't know.
If you weren't so fresh last night, we wouldn't be in this jam.
Oh, that's a preserve joke. Yeah. I understand you're going to sing a song for us. Yeah.
You're not going to blow me up, are you?
No. We're not going to blow her up.
Are you?
No. Oh, we're not going to blow you up. You sing.
Anyway, Catherine O'Hara's movie career took off big time when she starred in 1988's Beetlejuice, By 1990, she was in another number one movie. Of course, that was Home Alone. She was the mom in Home Alone. Entertainment Tonight spoke to. She also did a lot of the parody type movies, the mockumentaries, and that sort of thing. And Schitt's Creek, she was the wife on that series as well, which was very, very funny if you get a chance to watch it. Here she is talking to Entertainment Tonight.
We sleep in the morning that we're supposed to leave, and we rush into the van, get to the airport. We've forgotten something. There's something we've forgotten here. What is? And we run through a list of things. No, it's something else and something else. We've left our youngest kid at home by himself.
Kevin! Are you getting much more recognition?
If you do drama, sometimes, like I've watched people around Meryl Streep, they just revere her, and no one dares go up to her and talk to her. But when you do comedy, it's like, hey! It's like you're their buddy. So people find you to be very approachable. I like that.
Hey, do something. Say something funny. Come on. All right, hold tight. Coming up, news is straight ahead here on a Monday morning. A cold Monday morning at WIBX.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica.
From the WB Tain Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
The government shutdown won't end today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but House Speaker Mike Johnson hopes they can end it tomorrow, telling Fox News Sunday.
The bills that have already been passed, we're going to do it again. It's a formality at this point.
At issue, a Senate compromise that funds the government through September, except for Homeland Security, which would only get 2 weeks as Democrats demand immigration enforcement reform. Fox's Bill Malugin reports from the Capitol.
House Democrats say they will not help House Republicans use an expedited process to have a vote today on passing this package of government spending bills that were passed by the Senate last week. This expedited process is known as suspension, and that would have required Democratic votes. Instead, the House is going to have a complicated procedural vote later today known as a rule.
As Democrats demand ICE reform, Senator Chris Murphy he also tells Fox News Sunday.
In Texas, they're violating people's rights every single day. They're locking up hundreds and hundreds of children. They are traumatizing 2-year-olds and 5-year-olds for no reason.
Now, over the weekend, the federal judge ordered a 5-year-old boy and his father, controversially detained last month in Minnesota, to be released, and they were flown back home. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt tells Fox.
We've heard despicable rhetoric from people on the left comparing ICE to the Nazi Gestapo, Donald Trump's police force. That is egregious language that has led to the increase in violence, threats, and attacks.
And there was more anti-ICE commentary last night at the Grammys on CBS.
I'm going to say ICE out.
Bad Bunny said that after he won Album of the Year.
We're not savage. We're not animals. We're not aliens. We are humans.
Others wore ICE out buttons. Billie Eilish also spoke out. She won Song of the Year. Kendrick Lamar got the Grammy for Record of the Year. President Trump reacted on Truth Social, calling the Grammy Awards the worst, virtually unwatchable. And he ranted about the host Trevor Noah, threatening to sue him over a comment the president had been to Epstein Island. The Trump Post called that wrong, and the link to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein false and defamatory. America's listening to Fox News.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
He's coming. Here he goes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We mentioned the Epstein sex trafficking scandal. The Justice Department released a lot more files as mandated by Congress, but some lawmakers aren't satisfied.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche says, minus a few documents that must be released by a judge's order.
This review is over. I mean, we reviewed over 6 million pieces of paper, thousands of videos, tens of thousands of images.
But House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says millions more documents remain unreleased.
So the question that has to be asked, that the American people are asking, is what are they hiding from the American people and who are they protecting?
Both were on ABC's This Week. The most recent files showed Epstein exchanges with political strategist Steve Bannon and whether Epstein's last message was a suicide note. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Stocks may drop to start the week. Futures are down following a Friday sell-off that also saw gold and silver plunge from record highs. They're both rising back up a bit this morning. The Super Bowl is 6 days away. The New England Patriots are getting ready to play the Seattle Seahawks in what appears to be the final game for Seattle's offensive coordinator.
As reports are that the Las Vegas Raiders will be hiring Clint Kubiak as their next head coach. Kubiak is the son of former Denver Broncos head coach Gary Kubiak and will now head to a Raiders team that has the first overall pick in the draft. Meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals also have their new head coach, announcing the hiring of LA Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Now, LaFleur is the brother of Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, and the two become the second set of brothers to be NFL head coaches right now, joining John Harbaugh with the Giants and Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers. Greg Thompson, Fox News.
At tennis's Australian Open, Carlos Alcaraz made history, beating Novak Djokovic in 4 sets to become the youngest player ever to complete a career Grand Slam. Alcaraz, just 22, has now won Australian, French, and U.S. Open titles and Wimbledon. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies. It's 12 below at 7:05. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica.
That's my I'm cold sound.
The new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Yeah, it's a bit chilly out there. We'll take a closer look at your forecast. It will warm up this week, I promise. A Whitesboro resident and aide to Congressman John Mannion and Anthony Brindisi officially announcing his candidacy for the 119th Assembly District over the weekend. John Leip made the announcement at the Irish Cultural Center in West Utica with about 100 supporters around him. Leip seeking the 119th Assembly District seat. Incumbent Marianne Buttonshot announced last month she would not seek re-election. The district includes Utica and Rome, along with the towns of Floyd, Marcy, Deerfield, and Whitestown. Leip will be in a Democrat primary against Utica Councilman Joe Bitar. On the Republican side, Dan Fusco and Mike Gentile will face off for the GOP nomination. We'll talk with Dan Fusco coming up later this morning here on the Keeler in the Morning Show. A Whitesboro man facing charges after being stopped by a loss prevention officer at the Home Depot. New Hartford police were called to the scene over the weekend. Hunter Ola was stopped by a loss prevention officer. It's alleged that he entered the store and gathered about $1,700 worth of merchandise, then pushed the cart out of the store, never making an attempt to pay for any of that merchandise. He was charged with 1 count of grand larceny in the 4th degree, which is a Class E felony. They are seeking volunteers for a cleanup along the New York State Canal. The Canal Clean Sweep program will kick off this spring. It's happening April 17th through the 19th, and teams will be out working at several locations, including the Erie Canalway Trail and the Oswego County Trail. You'll be asked to help remove litter and improve public spaces to get the canal ready for the busy spring and summer seasons. If you're interested, sign up online on the State Canal website. Wegmans no longer ranked in the top 10 nationally when it comes to customer satisfaction. The supermarket chain dropped to 14th on the latest list put out by the American Customer Satisfaction Index. Wegmans had the second highest customer satisfaction score last year, but the decline is being tied to several factors like courtesy, checkout speed, and store layout. Topping the national list was Trader Joe's, followed by Publix. And checking local gas prices, the average cost for a gallon of regular fuel now at $2.95. That's up a penny from last week, still down 6 cents from a month ago. The statewide average, $2.99. Nationally, it is at $2.87. Cloudy skies and 12 below. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
Clear and cold to start off this Monday with sub-zero wind chills. The afternoon high should eventually hit 21 with sunshine and an increase in clouds tonight with a low down to 7. A cloudy day tomorrow, the high of 28. Light snows possible tomorrow evening with an overnight low down to 12. Then a few breaks in the clouds for Wednesday with a high of 22. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Your forecast brought to you by Stewart's Shops. Stewart's Egg Witch, the big breakfast sandwich that's big on value. Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, and savory bacon, sausage or ham, starting at $4.59 only at Stewart's Shops. All right, in sports, it is Super Bowl week. Festivities kick off tonight with an event being held at the San Jose Convention Center with hundreds of media set to interview players and coaches. It will be their only public appearance before taking the field this coming weekend. The event is typically held at the host stadium, but the NFL moved it. They're saying they're trying to preserve the grass playing surface. The Patriots set to practice at Stanford University this week. The Seahawks will practice at San Jose State University. The Giants still looking for an offensive coordinator. ESPN says former Titans head coach Brian Callahan and former Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury are involved in the Giants' search to fill that role. Some NBA action over the weekend. The Knicks cruised past the Lakers 112-100. OG Anunoby had 25 points. The Nets were blown out in Detroit 130-77. Bills signing an offensive coordinator. Smitty, your thoughts on that?
Pete Carmichael from the New Orleans Saints. Joe Brady worked with him. Joe Brady's going to be calling the plays. Carmichael's not going to be. He's just going to be sitting up there being like a dope.
Being like a dope.
I do think he might do more than that, but okay.
Well,
David.
let's hope.
All right. Yeah, let's hope.
The Comets earned a point on Friday night. They lost in overtime. Over the weekend, the Pioneers picked up 2 more victories, beating St. John Fisher, finals of 7-1 and 4-0. They're back at the Adirondack Bank Center coming up this weekend, a home-and-home against Elmira College. The Pioneers will be home on Friday night. Syracuse got a win over the weekend. Smitty, what am I forgetting?
Syracuse won.
Yeah, I said Syracuse got a win over the
Notre
weekend.
Dame.
What are you, stupid?
They play tonight against number 16 North Carolina down in North Carolina, 7 o'clock, big Monday on ESPN.
So Syracuse is not out of the tournament.
They're 4-4 right now.
So, but if they continue to slide, they will be. This last 4-game losing streak has been rough.
Well, 2 very tough games.
Yeah.
Carolina tonight, Saturday against Virginia.
Yeah. So it's let's see what happens. But they played really well against a struggling Notre Dame.
Well, you had Donnie Freeman not in the starting lineup. Last minute change, put Nate Kings and brought Donnie Freeman off the bench. Adrian Autry said in his post-game news conference that he might continue to bring Donnie off the bench.
Well, listen, it worked. It did work. Anything else? Okay. Listen, according to the National Weather Service, this is the coldest cold streak, the longest cold streak we've had in about 47 years, since February 79, when temperatures stayed below 17 degrees for 10 straight days, from February 9th to the 18th. We have had cold from Saturday, January 24th until now. And we're about to get a little bit of relief, although one of the coldest mornings we have had, we are experiencing right now. It's double-digit below zero here this morning in most areas around. It's very, very cold. But it is going to warm up. And while we will not hit, it looks like we're not going to hit the 30s this week. We will at least hit the mid to upper 20s. And it's been about 10 days since we've experienced that.
Yeah, well, I'll take it for now.
Yeah. But then the weekend gets cold all over again, like frigid. And then we'll see what next week brings. Right now, it may warm up a little bit next week. Maybe possibly reaching 30 degrees next week. So let's cross our fingers here.
Wow.
All right. When it's cold like this and just wintertime, it is really important to make sure you've had your furnace checked, your vents are clear and not covered by snow, and really important that you have smoke detectors. There are heat detectors you can get, and I know these alarms are not cheap, but it is extremely important. And the other one that's really important is carbon monoxide. Yeah. Having a carbon monoxide alarm, most likely one in every level of your home, in order to make sure that, because it's a silent killer, you don't even know it's happening. And we're going to talk about that coming up in a second. We have the fire chief from New Hartford and police, I'm going to say training consultant, former New Hartford police officer, and the head of Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers board that I'm on, Ed Schmidt, is coming in here in just a second. We're going to talk about that. And just some of the things. The other part is if you're a landlord or you're a tenant, there are very strict rules on smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors as well. We'll get into all of that coming up in a second at WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar, 315-444-4444.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Just a pea-sized amount rubbed in between your butt cheeks, like this. I will demonstrate.
What are you doing?
I'm live on the air sharing the good news of controlling body odor everywhere. Lumi Whole Body Deodorant was created specifically for butt cracks.
You can't say that.
How else am I supposed to say it? It's a butt crack. Lumi was created for your butt crack, and we accidentally discovered it's outrageously effective for armpits and feet, too. It's clinically proven to block odor all day, controls odor for 72 hours, and it's more effective than a shower with soap alone on the areas that you've been relying on a shower with soap alone and hoping for the best. Put Lumi to work anywhere you have odor but wish you didn't. Pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's so easy to use, you'll never trust a shower with soap to control butt odor ever again.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code RADIO20 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack and ships free with code RADIO20. LUME deodorant.com, code RADIO20, and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. That's LUME deodorant.com, code RADIO20.
The Seahawks are going to Super Bowl 60. It's a rematch with the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara.
Sunday, February 8th, complete coverage of the big game is on Westwood One. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Graham. Join Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner, Laura Oakman, Gene Steratore, Ryan Harris, and me for all the action right here.
The NFL plays here all season long on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, coming up this week, couple things to note. Number one, we will be for the Super Bowl party. It's a tailgate party. The Waterfront Grill in Herkimer benefits a lot of charities, including Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. That's Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. until 3:30 in the afternoon, and then you can go off to your other festivities that you have for Super Bowl Sunday. But a great day to get some great prizes, including Buffalo Bills tickets next year, and also Giants tickets. Manansky really believing the Giants are going to make the playoffs next year.
Well, no excuses, although I will say, not to get too far into this at this point, but one of the Giants owners, Steve Tisch, was included in the Epstein release over the weekend.
And it's not good. The problem these guys all have, and it's all of them, is we stopped talking to Epstein in 2002, and then the emails start coming out from 2011 and 2012, and not good. And also, our man Jimmy Fallon is back in town Saturday night at the Rome Capitol Theater. It's a show that starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are available. We're releasing new tickets this week, so there'll be all new premium seats that you can pick up by going to RomeCapital.com. There are still seats available. RomeCapital.com. It's this Saturday night at the Rome Capitol Theater, and you'll hear Jimmy talking about it all week long. Actually, he mostly talks about Davey, but pretty wild. You can hear Jimmy every day here and around the country, noon till 3 on WIBX. All right, in studio right now is Ed Schmidt. I call you a police consultant. Tight on that mic there.
Well, I'm into
your training. You do a lot of stuff with the schools.
Yeah, work with the school safety. We certify the SROs and juvenile officers.
And, of course, Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers.
Yes, very important.
Which we do a lot of work on that. And New Hartford Fire Department Chief Tom Bolanowski in as well. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
And I would, we thought that we could just take the time, and I'll start with you, Chief, talking about the importance of, so I know in my house we have smoke detector, heat detector, and carbon monoxide. But at the very least, smoke detector and carbon monoxide are pretty essential, right?
Yeah, definitely. And the heat detector is good, too, in your garage areas and places like that where you may have an automobile. So carbon monoxide is dangerous because you can't detect it yourself. So that's why working in-date alarms are so important to have.
And I had somebody say that the other day that works with furnaces that the human body is really good at consuming carbon monoxide and into our system, into our veins, and into tissue. And that's what really makes this such a deadly, and you don't know it's happening.
No, it's colorless, odorless.
Yeah.
You don't. It's a slow
The other thing,
build up.
Tell me if I'm wrong, that I've been told about that it is, you start off maybe feeling, you just don't maybe feel sick. Like maybe
flu-like symptoms.
Virus. Yeah.
Sure.
So, and with the flu going around, it's very easy to think that.
Sure.
One of the, how often do you find when you come across this that someone has a smoke detector or a carbon monoxide detector alarm, yet the batteries are dead or it's no longer effective?
Sure, that does happen in both cases. All of these things have a shelf life, as you know.
Yeah.
You know, smoke detectors generally now are pushed out to about 10 years. But we find a lot of people are still having the older units in their homes. They're not updated.
Yeah.
And then your CO detectors, they have a life of 5 to 7 years. They say 10 on some of the packaging. What they're talking about is 10 years on a battery life. What happens, unfortunately, is that the sensor that's used in the CO alarms is different. You know, the smoke alarm detects byproducts of combustion, whereas the CO detector, it's looking for, you know, improper burning of fuels. And it does have a shelf life of the sensitivity. So what I'm getting at is there's different lives to them. Even when you test an older CO alarm, it may still beep. It doesn't mean the sensor is doing its job internally, though. And they have a shelf life. Usually the back will say an end date of its service life, especially newer units. When in doubt, just replace it.
Yeah.
You know.
So in our home, we moved into our home 6 or 7 years ago. And it was built maybe 25 years ago. So, and there's a built-in wired system. How those have the same issues, don't they?
They're going to have the same sensors, your CO detector, sure.
So you really should replace those.
You really should. Yeah, it's good peace of mind for you and your family.
And I'm a nut about it. I feel like I have more than I probably need. But you can never have.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to get in trouble because you have.
Not at all.
I mean, when our kids were home, I made sure we had one in every bedroom because you just don't. What if the fire started in the bedroom, and then you find out? Well, it would be too late.
Yeah,
you know.
It's really low cost insurance for some peace of mind and safety of your family.
Yeah. We'll talk more about the fire department coming up, but I want to bring Ed in, Ed Schmidt. Ed and I go way back to the Washington Mills days when the police department was right over there across the street from the radio station.
Yes.
And you didn't seem to love all the stunts that I've pulled back then. So,
well, you want to get some stories or for another time?
There were some wild stories.
Maybe another time.
All right. Let's talk about landlords and tenants. It becomes kind of a dance that you go through.
Yeah, landlords, and I own several rental properties, and, landlords have certain requirements. The equipment's got to be there, smoke detectors, carbon dioxide detectors. If you have like a multifamily unit, really I think it's 3 or more units in a building. The municipality has to come in and inspect every 3 years. But the landlords are responsible for providing the equipment and that it's functional, but the tenants are responsible for maintaining it. And there's still a lot of properties out there the chief touched on with some of the older equipment. Current codes, laws, you have to either new construction's got to be hardwired systems, and now older construction, we got a lot older, obviously, buildings, properties around here. Some of them could have some older equipment that's still battery operated. Well, you can still access and change the batteries in, but again, new standards, hardwired, or it's got to be, again, as the chief mentioned, the 10-year sealed battery.
Yeah.
Because the problem is tenants will get in there, the remote control's not working for the TV. Your kid wants to watch a program. And famous for grabbing a battery out of the smoke detector, for your remote. There goes your
it's
safety
the
device.
old, I'll put it back as soon as I'm done, and it never seems to
Good
happen.
intentions,
So there's the premise, of course, obviously, behind the sealed units, so they can't grab those batteries.
All right. And is it the same thing for carbon monoxide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And where one carbon, depending on the size of your apartment or your home, it would be one per floor, right?
It's supposed to be any floor with bedrooms, sleeping areas.
Okay.
Also near the source or equipment that could generate the carbon monoxide. Close proximity.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
About
right.
10 to 20 feet away from any type of appliance, fuel burning. Not right on top of it.
Yeah, you kind of want to avoid the annoyance of it going off.
Some of these things at startup are going to have a discharge or whatever once it gets operating. So you could have some accidental activation.
Yeah.
Usually just follow manufacturer's recommendations.
Manaski.
One more thing. You mentioned a heat sensor earlier or a heat alarm?
Yeah,
What
they
is
have
that?
a heat sensor. You'll put those in like garages and such because you're going to have, people are putting their cars in there. They're starting lawnmowers. They're using
Batteries
fuel-burning
today.
appliance,
The
right.
batteries. You're charging all these batteries in your garage.
It is important to also have a detector in your garage, especially when it's attached to the structure. But usually you'll find a heat sensor in there, most likely zeroed down, and commercial properties will have the same thing, so you don't have constant misactivations of the alarm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I think that is the placement is important. Because if it's always going off when you're cooking a hamburger, people are going to tend to want to disengage.
Yeah, for smoke, you're looking at 10 to 20 feet away from the appliance.
Okay.
Is the recommendation.
Tell me about I didn't realize this, but New Hartford Fire Department is not a paid fire department.
We are totally volunteer. We're in our 125th year this year.
I would think for the size of the village of New Hartford, the commerce that goes on in New Hartford, I am surprised.
In the town we're a village fire department.
Yep,
and
right.
we contract to cover parts of the town, as you mentioned, the commercial corridor, somewhat out by Sangertown, up to the Kirkland line. Yep.
So how can people that live in New Hartford help? I know there are fundraisers and that sort of thing.
We have a fund drive. We have events that we do throughout the community as well that are part of fundraising. If, not all just fundraising. We do the Believe. We do our fire truck. It's a lot of giving back to the community, but we do have an annual fund drive, and we are always looking for active members to join,
And if I can say one more thing without getting into what happened last week, which is why we're talking about it, but when ambulance were making their way to Wynn Hospital, being escorted by UPD, they came to the intersection of the Parkway and Genesee Street, and a car went flying through and smashed into the police car. That happened while all of the chaos was going on to begin with. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of paying attention when you're on the road, pulling over for emergency vehicles?
Sure.
When you hear or see something, slow down, because you never know when you're going to enter an intersection where a fire truck or an ambulance or a cop car is going through.
Absolutely. I mean, it's different now. People are distracted more than ever in their cars, as we all know, with different devices, and they're not paying attention to what they should be doing. Also, our cars are more sealed now.
Yeah.
You're not hearing different things you would have heard years ago. So yes, you do need to pay attention to any sirens, anything going on around you. A lot of cars now have a built-in warning system into the radio head that'll warn that there's an emergency vehicle. It's a lot of brand specific. We have emitters on our fire trucks that'll work with some of those cars to alert that there's emergency vehicles approaching. But yeah, it is unfortunate that happened, and just got to pay attention out there. The emergency could be yours that we're trying to get to. So if you could give us the right of way when you see an emergency vehicle, it would be most appreciative.
I think we're for the most part pretty good around here. Try traveling to a major city, watching the ambulance sit in traffic. I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how they do it. So, anything you want to add, Ed?
No, I think we covered some really important topics this morning.
All right, Chief, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for what you do. And we'll break. Opika's free money question of the day is coming up in a second. We will give you a chance at a pair of Jimmy Fallon tickets coming up here. And, Davey, it's worth how much money here this morning from Opika? $135. It's amazing the brilliance of how you come up with these numbers. I love it. $135 and a chance at Fallon tickets coming up.
Groundhog says 6 more weeks.
Yeah, of course it does.
Shocking.
And that's when you pull out the shotgun and say, what is that rodent?
You got 6 minutes.
Enough.
6 minutes. Change your mind, buddy.
Yep. What did you say? Quick break at WIBX.
One of America's funniest comedians is coming back to Utica. Jimmy Fallon, comedian and host of Fox Across America on WIBX, a TD host of Fox News, Saturday night, bringing an all-new hilarious show to the Rome Capitol Theater, Saturday, February 7th at 7 p.m. Tickets start at $38 and can be purchased at RomeCapital.com. A portion of the proceeds benefit Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. Purchase tickets at the box office or at RomeCapital.com. Jimmy Fallon. One night, one show. Get your tickets now.
Breakfast burritos for the morning brainstorm. Easy Cater. Paninis for the lunch and learn. Easy Cater. Barbecue for the clients from Boston. Easy Cater. Brownie boxes and mini bundt cakes for Brenda's workiversary. Easy Cater. One simple platform to feed any size group with food they love from favorite restaurants. Plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Easy Cater. All the food for your workplace, all in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Mostly cloudy skies, 10 below zero. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:31. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he thinks the partial government shutdown will end tomorrow. During an appearance on NBC's Meet the Press, Johnson said he believes they have enough Republican votes to push forward A deal agreed to by President Trump, and Senate Democrats would fund all of the government except for Homeland Security, which would operate on a 2-week stopgap bill. The 2026 Grammy Awards took place last night in Los Angeles, hosted by Trevor Noah. Olivia Dean was crowned Best New Artist, with The Cure winning the first Grammy in 50 years after forming. 50 years after they formed, Kendrick Lamar became the most awarded hip-hop artist in Grammy history, now with a total of 27. This year's Super Bowl halftime show headliner, Bad Bunny, won Album of the Year. An ICE detention center in South Texas is under quarantine because of the measles. The Department of Homeland Security said Sunday that the 2 detainees being held there with active measles infections were found on Friday. Faith leaders and advocates are in Springfield, Ohio, to speak against the possible deportation of the city's Haitian immigrants. The Here We Stand National Day of Activism officially gets started this morning at St. John Missionary Baptist Church. Participants are opposing the end of temporary protected status for roughly 15,000 Haitians who currently call Springfield home. A West Virginia National Guard member slowly recovering after being shot in the head in Washington, D.C. A social media post from the family over the weekend indicates that Andrew Wolf is getting ready to move to a new facility. For several weeks of intensive rehabilitation, Wolf was one of the 2 National Guard members shot in Northwest D.C. in November. And NASA is taking the next steps for its upcoming mission around the moon. Artemis 2 will be the first crewed lunar mission in over 50 years. Before that can happen, though, a critical test is set to take place tonight with a simulated launch.
Now, that's going to be the first crewed mission. These guys they're not politically correct. They'll rip on anybody. As they're flying out there, they pull jokes on people, albeit not very nice and sometimes crude, but sorry.
Very good. I like that, Bill.
Very crude.
Very crude. It's a very crude temperature here this morning.
It is amazing, though, what we're about to do. They're going to go and they will fly all the way around the moon, and for about 25 minutes, we will have absolutely no contact with the vessel. And like the old days, NASA will sit there and wait for that 25 minutes to go by and wait to hear contact with them once they get to the other side of the moon. It's going to be pretty wild.
They will be literally on the dark side of the moon.
On the dark side of the moon, yep.
Here's your Weather Center forecast.
Clear and cold to start off this Monday with sub-zero wind chills. The afternoon high should eventually hit 21 with sunshine and an increase in clouds tonight with a low down to 7. A cloudy day tomorrow, the high of 28. Light snow is possible tomorrow evening with an overnight low down to 12. Then a few breaks in the clouds for Wednesday with a high of 22. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
It is cloudy and 10 below at 7:35.
10 below zero.
I have some good news, though. At some point, it's a little bit off, but it will be July at some point.
That is
it
true.
It will be July.
Yeah, listen, you umpire baseball games.
Yes.
So don't think that April and May are, and even sometimes in June, are these sweltering evenings where, it can get pretty cold during those months as well. Davey, what caller number you want? 6. Okay. Do you hear that? Apparently there's somebody
Doorbell's
here.
ringing. Yeah.
We have an old-fashioned sounding doorbell. We'll take caller number 6. Now, on the line here this morning is Davey says $135 and Jimmy Fallon tickets.
Cool.
And I'll do it a couple more days. I think by Wednesday we'll be done giving them away. But let's see if we can get a few winners here to see Jimmy Fallon coming up Saturday night, and $135 from the Hobeika Law Firm. We're looking for caller number 6 right now. 315-736-0186 at WIBX.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service. Family owned and operated since 1980, Tallman's is proud to provide trusted, professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
Frozen pipes? That's an emergency. Call Drain Masters now, 315-363-7802. Drain Masters has a full team of professionals ready to help you right now. Homes, businesses, mobile homes, trailers, frozen pipes, or clogged drains. Drain Masters is on it. No water? Pipes freezing? Drains backing up? Call Drain Masters now, 315-363-7802. Don't wait for a burst pipe or flooding. Frozen pipes, clogged drains, Drain Masters, 315-363-7802.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, listen, we give you a chance to win money every single day, Monday through Friday, from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. For all of your legal needs, call the Hobeika Law Firm at 315-724-1600. All right, we had a confusion. The doorbell was ringing. Davey was running out. I took the sixth caller, and Davey came in and picked up the phone and hung up on them. And so, Rob.
Way to go, Davey.
Rob, if you call in, we'll give you a chance to win as well here this morning. 315-736-0186. But Lisa is the caller. Technically, she's caller number 7. But she's in, and she's our contestant. Hello, Lisa. Good morning.
Well, good morning. I guess I am lucky number 7, but if it's really not rightfully mine, I would be willing to hang up and let
No, listen to you.
That's a wonderful, wonderful gesture. But listen, as I say to people, take everything you can get from us, because it ain't easy. So take advantage of it. We'll take care of Rob. But let's take care of you here. I'm told this week we're giving away as a consolation Glenwood Movieplex tickets or Rome Cinema tickets if you want to go see the movies. We have movie tickets for you as well coming up this week. So I'm going to throwing a question at you. If you get it right, it's worth $135. and I think we're going to do it this way, and Jimmy Fallon tickets.
Oh, wow.
And Jimmy Fallon for Saturday night. Purchase tickets, and we have said that we're releasing new seats this week. So go to RomeCapital.com. Okay, here we go. Here is your question. You know the deal. You will have exactly 7 seconds to answer. This country celebrates St. Stephen's Day on December 26th every year. It's the day after Christmas. In what country? Ready, go.
Italy.
Is it Italy? I know that's normally that's normally St. Joseph's and all of those.
That's right. Yeah.
St. Stephen's is Ireland. And
I should have said it. It was at the tip of my tongue.
I almost tried to do a really bad Irish accent, and it was not.
I thought I sensed that in there.
I would have, if you would have, I would have had it.
St. Stephen's Day. I don't know how you. How the shillelagh, or I don't know what I would say there. All right. Well, listen, we're going to give you the movie passes. Stand by, and Davey's going to hook you up. Okay.
That's wonderful. Thank you all so much. I love you guys. I listen to you every morning that I possibly can.
That is awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
You guys make my day. Thank you.
We do greatly appreciate that. All right, stand by. Right. Davey's going to hook you up here. Davey, give her everything you can give her. And then Rob is with us right now. Who did he hang up on you, Rob?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Little bit of hanging up there. All right. So this will be for the. I guess we'll do the same thing. This will be for the $135.
Well, somebody's feeling generous today.
We said we were going to do, and
with
also
somebody else's money,
and also Jimmy Fallon tickets. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And I think we're going to stay in the same realm here. Here we go. This is your question. You'll have 7 seconds to. Davey, take care of her if you could, please, of Lisa. All right. It's all a mess here. There's no one in the building today. It's just us.
Well, so far.
That's true. Okay. Here is your question. This professional sports team was born on November 1st. 1966 on this makes it too easy. This professional sports team, I'm going to say it this way, all right? Because I can't give the other clues. It's too big. Here's the question. This professional sports team, football, was born on this glorious day, November 1st, 1966. What is the name of the football team? Ready, go.
The Saints, Bill.
You're going to say what?
The Saints.
The Saints. He's absolutely right.
Oh, wow.
Did I give too much of a clue there?
I don't
think I did at all.
Yeah, Saints Day. Yeah, I got that one. Finally.
Okay. That's All Saints Day for those who don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
That's right, Rob. Congratulations. You've won $135 and a pair of tickets to see Jimmy Fallon.
Wow.
Coming up on Saturday night at the Rum Capitol Theater. So, all right, Rob, stand by. Davey is going to hook you up.
I knew the first question, too, Bill.
You did? How about normally it's the question that I give you that you don't know. But this time you nailed both of them. So, pretty good. That all works out. All right, stand by, Rob. Thank you, man. And we'll see you Saturday night at the Rum Capitol Theater.
Sounds good.
All right. I don't think I gave too much of a clue there.
No,
I just used the word glorious.
I think he knew that. I was totally lost.
And he's in his car, so there's no easy Googling. So there you go. Davey, he gets all of it there, Rob. Does. All right, in studio right now is Dan Fusco. He is running for the 119th Assembly seat. Currently is the Deerfield Town Council person running as a Republican, and it looks like there will be a primary in both races, both sides, the Democrat and the Republicans. And good morning, Dan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Well, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me. By the way, can I apologize to Rob? That was me ringing your doorbell.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, the
Okay.
door was frozen. I said, what are they locking me out for? But you weren't locking me out. The door was frozen.
No, we're locking you out. The door is always for some reason they think that the lock door number 1 and door number 2 will prevent.
Well, did Rob
people.
win though? Did he get it?
Yes, he did.
Rob did,
good.
but there was a whole thing with it. It all worked out.
Well,
It
that
all worked
alleviates
out.
a little bit of the
Yes, don't
guilt.
feel bad. All right, so the 119th Assembly seat. There are 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats who are running for the seat. You are running on the Republican side. So why are you running for the Assembly?
Well,
I could ask it like this: what are you thinking?
Well, I've been asked that. You
Yeah.
know, I told my wife the other day. I said, honey, you can beg me not to do this. And she goes, well. So what do you mean? She goes, well, she's going back. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You want me to do this, don't you?
Yeah.
She goes, give it a shot. You're the man that can do the job. So I said, okay, as long as I have that support, I will do it. But one of the things that I recognize as a member of the 119th is that we have a big unhealthy imbalance in our state legislature. The Democratic Party has a supermajority, and in the Assembly, I think it's 47 to 103. That's not good for either party.
Yeah.
It's not good for the state. I believe in a two-party system. I don't mind arguing with people. I don't mind people arguing with me. Not that it's always an argument, but conflicting sides is how you manifest. It's the dynamics that manifest something good for the people. So I would like to bring a lot more balance to the state legislature.
How would you get things accomplished? How do you work with? Because ultimately, chances are after this election, the Senate will still be a majority of Democrats, and so will the Assembly. How do you get there? How do you get stuff done?
Well, it's exercising the mechanism of our representative democracy. Just to start with, giving a voice to the people of the 119th on the floor of the Assembly. Just exercising that alone is a big step.
Yeah.
And you can debate, you can present, you can do whatever you can, but to exercise. Right now, if we get a Republican governor and you have the supermajority, what's he going to get done? I mean, everything he comes up with can be vetoed. That's unhealthy. We have to start going into the direction of more balance there. And proposing good legislation or sponsoring good legislation that is more representative of what the people are saying and not so much of what the party narrative or the party interest on either side of the aisle. That's something that needs to be exercised. It's very, very healthy and very important, and will determine the direction our state goes in. Big time.
And you have assisting you in your campaign a former assemblyman. So has he given you any advice? Did he say, "What are you thinking"? I'm sure he didn't say that to you.
I'm extremely lucky to have John with me. It's
John Salka, by the way.
John
if you can't
Salka,
see him on TV here.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I became acquainted with John when he was working for Brandon Williams, and I was dealing with in the town of Deerfield with the solar issue where they were going to take a couple thousand acres of land. So I wanted to bring that on the federal level. I brought it to the town's attention. I brought it to the county's attention. I was on a county committee, but I wanted to get the federal take on that because, there's something called non-delegation doctrine where the Congress can approve something, and then when it goes down to the state, they don't really have the authority to delegate that to a sub authority. See, so I really wanted an answer on that, and John was one of the guys that was extremely receptive. We spent a lot of time together, and he was very helpful, and we became friends. And then when I threw my hat in the ring here, he was in one of the meetings, and he offered up, and it was very, very humbling. I'm very pleased.
By the way, I know this is a little different, but what is developed when it comes to the housing issue in Deerfield? The proposed housing.
Yeah, the Deerfield Town Board voted unanimously to approve a resolution denying the permit. I can't say too much because naturally the developer has filed suit against the town, which is their modus operandi. It's how they function. It's a step in the process. We knew it was coming, and I have all confidence that we will win that lawsuit.
So you are against that project. I think at the time you were in the last time, you were still holding back on your final decision based on you wanted to base it off your own research.
Well,
So,
from the beginning, I felt I wasn't getting clarity, and that's one of the things I want to talk about with the state level politics is that when projects are presented, they're not always presented as what they are intended or will be. There's a lot of gaslighting, and with this
do you
project,
think they were deceiving?
They weren't disclosing. My big thing was Kathy Hochul awarded a $12.1 million grant through the LAHTC program, channeled through HCR, Home Community Renewal. But they weren't calling it that. And I said, well, let's call it that, And because I was calling that out, I took heat as being discriminatory against low income. That wasn't it at all. You have a developer coming to the town, and they're not telling you this is LAHTC money. They're not saying. And it took me months and months. The whole board disagreed with me until finally we started seeing what it was. And that wasn't why it was denied. That has nothing to do with it. And like I said, I'm not going to comment too much, but that's why I never had a warm feeling from the beginning. I think the door is open for them if they want to come back and propose a little differently. So, but we'll see. I can't, like I said, I don't want to comment too much. So, when you deal with the state government too, and this is why partisan balance is so important, is that things are presented in one way that sounds really good. Affordable house, not affordable housing. Solar farms.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Developers call them solar farms. The industry calls them solar electric power generation facilities. See the difference there, right?
Right.
So if you come to a community and say, we're going to build an industrial solar electric power generation facility with high voltage transmission lines and power substations in your community on 2,000 acres of land, that doesn't sound too good. So they sugarcoat it. They start calling it a solar farm. Now that sounds nice. It's going to help farmers and so on and so forth. But
it'll help the farmer who sells or leases the property.
But I had a hard time being sympathetic to that because the majority of the land in Deerfield was owned by absentee landowners, and some of the people bought land specifically to put into solar leases. So it wasn't really helping the farmer. It wasn't helping agriculture. So let me talk about something that I found really interesting. Our New York State Controller, DiNapoli, came out with a report. Now, this is a good example of how there should be challenge. One side should always challenge the other. He comes out with a report called Federal Actions Threaten New York Farms and Food Production. Who wants that?
Right.
Not me. I'm pro-farm. But when you look into this, you look at the facts and you read his report, it's conjecture of the narrative to combat what the Republican federal administration is doing right now. You see, but if this isn't challenged, this will fly and everybody will go for it. But in the report, he uses terms like could diminish. There's concerns. It's going to cut funding and blah, blah, blah. But when you look into it, and I always enjoy reading the controller stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's a very smart guy. But it's partisan politics. It's all too heavy one side. And an assembly person, even a minority member, can challenge this stuff. And that's what's really important. Just challenge it.
Are you against solar farms, if you will?
I think solar technology is fantastic. I think it's very premature. I'm against a conversion of agricultural lands to electric solar power generation. Yeah.
But what if the owner of the farm, and let's say now you're saying these were not farmers, these are people that bought up the property. Right. At some point the farmer must have sold. But let's say it is, in many cases, it's a farmer who wants to sell his property.
Right.
And he's found or lease his property for quite a long period of time. And he's found someone that's going to pay it. You're okay with it? Doesn't seem overly Republican to come in and say to the farmer, no, you can't do that.
Correct.
You can't sell your property.
I do agree with that. But on a state legislative level, the issue was overriding home rule. So they come into communities and the town boards lost their say in the permitting process.
And that hasn't changed, though. Am I correct?
Not yet, but it's had so much pushback. And that's something that I would certainly attempt to restore in the assembly. Right. That was the issue. The transaction between the landowner and the developer was a private transaction. You don't mess with that.
In our dealings with these issues, it's because of the state law, it seems that you have municipality after municipality losing the right to stop these solar farms from coming in, and it is because of that state law.
That's where this is why
you're against that.
I'm against that.
Yeah.
See, because I believe, and it's a Republican thing. I believe in a representative democracy. Republicans believe in less taxation, less government. The Democrats believe in more taxation, more government assistance. They're two good arguments that should debate, and what happens between the two should benefit the public.
Okay.
So getting back to DiNapoli's report, in there he talks about the funding cuts. But if you look at that report, it's over a 10-year period. And about 53% of the Inflation Reduction Act, 53% was going to renewable energy. You see, so what are we really cutting? But the way the report was written, it made it sound like people were going to be hurt. Now, another thing that I would love to discuss this with I challenged anyone in the Assembly or the Senate to discuss this, and I would love to discuss it with Mr. DiNapoli. They talk about export of agricultural products to China. Tariffs, they're talking about the tariffs are going to hurt that. But what they're overlooking is that China has been drawing back for years from purchasing American agricultural products. Instead, they're going to what they call food innovation hubs, where there's these mega farms being built in South America to supply the world with food. So they're withdrawing from us anyway. So our federal administration's position on this is let's strengthen our sovereign, our national agricultural industries. And this will take 10 years, but let's strengthen it to where now we are not at the whim of whether somebody's buying our goods or not.
You're supporting the tariffs, but that's obviously not a state issue that you're going to have to deal with. I'm going to ask you one question.
Well, what other issues?
About a minute left.
Yeah, just can you highlight another issue that you think is important that you would seek to? You talked about giving the other side of the coin, that Democrats have too much control. What would you try to turn back or change other than solar?
I'm observing the position on affordability right now. That's the talking point across the country is affordability. But the only answer I hear from the other side is more subsidies to make things more affordable for people. So the other day I received the Republican committee nomination in Oneida County, which is quite an honor. When addressing them the other day, I had mentioned what I'm hearing is more subsidies, more subsidies. And they're also villainizing the power companies for how much profits they're making. Now, to me, I'm a nationalist. I'm a capitalist. I'm
going to give you like 20 seconds, though. Unfortunately,
it's going to cut us off here.
Yeah.
Can you hang on the other side? Actually, can we get this answer on the other side of the break?
You bet.
If you hang, we'll get
Sorry
to
about that.
We have a hard news break. Imposed by the Democrats, of course. I don't know who imposes it, but it's imposed. We have news and full weather forecast, which is very cold. One of the coldest mornings of the year this morning, but it is going to warm up. Full forecast is coming right up.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Tain Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
It's day 3 of the government shutdown. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but it's only a partial one this time, and House Speaker Mike Johnson tells Fox News Sunday it'll end soon.
We'll get all this done by Tuesday, I'm convinced. We do have to do it by way of a rule process, which will be probably on our own.
Because Democrats are unwilling to help approve the Senate compromise that funds the government through September, except for Homeland Security. It would only get 2 weeks as Democrats demand immigration enforcement reform. And that anti-ICE sentiment was prominent at the Grammys on CBS last night.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
That was Billie Eilish after winning Song of the Year. Bad Bunny also got cheered, accepting Album of the Year's Grammy, declaring ICE out, we're not savages. President Trump called the Grammys the worst and virtually unwatchable in a Truth Social post that also threatened to sue the host, Trevor Noah, for a comment that the president visited Epstein Island. Referencing late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the president called that wrong and defamatory. President Trump, who's also chairman of the board of the now Trump Kennedy Center, says it's going to close in July for a 2-year renovation.
There was a renovation and expansion completed in 2019, rooms President Trump has said nobody's going to use.
There have been lower ticket sales and artist boycotts since the president took over the center's board a year ago and voted December to rename the Kennedy Center the Donald J. Trump and John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. There's still about 100,000 power outages in the South from the massive storm more than a week ago. While in North Carolina, they dig out from a weekend storm that dumped more than a foot of snow in some areas. So how much more of this are we going to get? They just asked a famous groundhog.
There is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
Punxsutawney Phil just predicted that at Gobbler's Knob in Pennsylvania, where it's 1 degree now. And on this Groundhog Day, there are also other less famous ones across the country that'll also forecast how much winter is left. America's listening to Fox News.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
He's coming, he's coming. Here he goes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Republican House majority gets a little slimmer today, 218 to 214. Democrat Christian Menefee is expected to be sworn in after winning a special election in Texas Saturday to replace the late Sylvester Turner, who died last year. They're mourning a police officer in Georgia the day after a deadly shooting.
A Gwinnett County, Georgia police officer is dead and others injured after they were shot by a suspect in a suburban Atlanta hotel room Sunday morning. Police Chief J.D. McClure says the officers were called to the room after someone told the hotel the credit card was being used fraudulently. Suspect inviting the officers into the room, where at some point he produced a handgun and fired at them. The alleged shooter also shot by one of the officers. He's expected to survive. The injured officer said to be in serious but stable condition. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Social media is on trial in 2 separate cases. Jury selection continues in California today in a lawsuit accusing YouTube owner Google and Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, of using technology to make their social media addictive, causing mental health issues for users. Snapchat and TikTok were also sued in the case but settled. They'll start to pick a jury today in the other trial.
New Mexico's Attorney General sued Meta, claiming they failed to adequately protect minors from being exploited on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. The state argues Meta's own internal documents reveal company officials have known about the grooming, solicitation, and efforts to traffic children through their platforms. Meta attorneys have pointed to First Amendment, but also liability protections they have, arguing they can't be held responsible for third-party content, though they also argue they've implemented a number of child safety protocols, including restrictions on direct messages to users under 16. Ahead of jury selection, the judge in the case denied Meta's request to restrict recordings and streamings of the trial. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
On Wall Street, selling's brewing. Stock futures down before this week's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 12 below zero. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A Whitesboro man facing charges of grand larceny after allegedly stealing some $1,700 worth of merchandise from the Home Depot in New Hartford. Police say the diligent efforts of a Home Depot loss prevention officer detected this and was able to apprehend the man outside as he was fleeing from the store. It's alleged that he entered, collected items, and then left without ever attempting to pay for that merchandise. The grand larceny charge is a Class E felony. Another candidate announcing for the 119th Assembly District. John Leip made the announcement this weekend at the Irish Cultural Center in West Utica. Incumbent Assemblywoman Mary Ann Buttonshot announcing last month she would not seek re-election. The 119th district includes Utica, Rome, along with Floyd, Marcy, Deerfield, and Whitestown. Leip will face a Democrat primary against Utica Councilman Joe Bitar. On the Republican side, we're talking with Dan Fusco in studio right now. He's a Deerfield councilman, along with Mike Gentile, who is a former Oneida County legislator. Central New York drivers paying about a penny more to fill up this week. That's a penny more per gallon. The average price right now is $2.95. That's still down 6 cents from where we were 1 month ago. Currently, the statewide average is $2.99. Nationally, it is at $2.87. Right now, some sunshine and 12 below at 8:07.
Clear and cold to start off this Monday with sub-zero wind chills. The afternoon high should eventually hit 21 with sunshine and an increase in clouds tonight with a low down to 7. A cloudy day tomorrow, the high of 28. Light snow is possible tomorrow evening with an overnight low down to 12. Then a few breaks in the clouds for Wednesday with a high of 22. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Again, some sunshine and 12 below zero at 8:07. All right, quickly in sports, the Giants still looking for their new offensive coordinator. Multiple reports say that former Titans head coach Brian Callahan and former Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury are among the finalists. Super Bowl week officially kicking off today. Tonight, there'll be an opening night ceremony at the San Jose Convention Center with hundreds of media set to interview players and coaches. Usually the event is held at the host stadium, but the NFL said it was moving from Levi's Stadium in an effort to protect the venue's grass playing surface. This week, the Patriots will practice at Stanford University. The Seahawks will practice at San Jose State University. NBA action. The Knicks beat the Lakers 112-100 at MSG. OG Anunoby led the Knicks in scoring with 25 points. The Nets were blown out in Detroit 130-77. This weekend, the Utica Comets earned a point on Friday night. They lost to Hershey, however, and the Pioneers picked up 2 more victories, 2 wins, one at home, 7-1 Friday night, and a 4-0 shutout victory against St. John Fisher on Saturday.
All right, the tailgate party is now a Super Bowl tailgate party this Sunday, and it benefits the Little Falls Hospital. Real men get tested for cancer. The American Heart Association's Heart Run and Walk, and I believe the Herkimer County Humane Society, all on Sunday with former Assemblyman Mark Butler, and now the mayor of Newport, Mark Butler, and Rocky Fiato. They do this every year. They're giving away Bills tickets, Giants tickets, and much more. It's this Sunday at 11:30 a.m. at the Waterfront Grill with great food and something you might want to check out. River Hills Properties continues to grow in upstate New York. It's all about the services they provide. From the very beginning, you add a team to what was just usually you and a spouse or you on your own trying to sell a property. Adding the River Hills team makes all the difference in the world. Your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. They learn about the attributes of the home, the things that you love about your home, and that goes into the book, 40 to 100 pages, filled with everything there is to know about the house, from improvements that were made, receipts, the roof, what the warranty is on the furnace, etc., etc. It's River Hills Properties in Barnardville, Little Falls, Utica, offices in Copenhagen, Newport, and coming soon to Rome, and for those snowbirds in the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, Naples, and Marco Island. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. In studio right now is Dan Fusco. He is running for the 119th on the Republican side, and I know Manaski had a few questions here.
So
we ran out of time.
Yes, sorry about that. I started to ask what other initiatives you try to tackle in Albany to benefit state residents.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I set out in my campaign, I'm not just focusing on talking points like affordability and energy. We're trying to really come up with solutions for this stuff. Another big one is health care. So much money is spent on health care through Medicare and Medicaid. I really feel we need more improved oversight on that to ensure that money is actually going to where it is needed, to the people that need it, and not in other places as we are seeing happening around the country. That's very, very important. Another solution, like getting back to to the housing, instead of villainizing energy. Instead of villainizing the energy companies, we're overlooking something, and I want to work this one out. But when you have renewable energy, you have renewable energy certificates that issue a credit when it comes from a renewable energy source. Those credits are tokens. They're tokenized, just like a cryptocurrency, say, and they're traded on blockchain. That becomes a commodity that is traded, and corporations are benefiting from it. That should be taxed. So instead of villainizing the companies or the managers of the companies that are making profits, let's look at what's being generated and make sure we have proper taxation on that. Let companies make profit. That way we have stronger companies and better people running them. But instead, these tokens are being traded internationally, and they leave our country. It's a great wealth being generated through renewable energy that nobody's talking about, and we're letting it leave our shores. So we should look at that. So that's a solution. Instead of going with a sentiment, oh, rich people bad, poor people good, forget that.
So you're defending National Grid?
I'm not. I don't know enough. I really, once again, like I just said about healthcare, there needs to be oversight on everything.
Yeah.
But what I want to see is, I don't want to see incompetence or weak corporations controlling our energy. I want to see the best people in these companies, and I want to see strong power companies. So if that means them making a profit, good, because we get that back.
I think it's a given they're going to make a profit. By the way, National Grid is a British company, just for the record.
Well, National Grid is located in London, but they're a multinational owned corporation. See, this is what I mean by energy credits going outside our country. They're not just British; they're multinational owned. The power grid in China used to be called National Grid of China. Now they just call it the electric grid or something. But they control the power in the Philippines. It's called the National Grid of the Philippines. So it's a multinational investor-owned corporation. This is what I say: when we issue credits through our power generation and it goes into their hands, we need to tax those just like a tariff. And that's a solution that we need to look at instead of just villainizing people for making a profit.
All right.
Also, though, it's a monopoly, right? I mean, they're allowed to. They don't have competition, I guess, is my point.
And they're subsidized.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. So, I mean, it would be hard for them, I think, to not turn a profit. Anyway, one of the things the governor talked about was maybe nuclear, that being a solution to help with the energy demand in the state. Would you support that? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I completely support that. It's so powerful, and it's so controlled and clean. Right. I think she's backtracking on that a little bit. I was surprised when she started coming out and talking that way, because, in fact, when I was in John's office 2 years ago talking about this, we said nuclear. Brandon Williams is a nuclear scientist. Yeah. He was saying nuclear fission. This is the way to go. We're saying yes, instead of a weak source of intermittent energy that is only going to hurt us. So I am really happy we are looking in that direction, and that's something that she will be collaborating with our current federal administration on too. So I'm in total support of that, the way I see it now.
And then I guess a quick thought here on Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshaw. If she was running again, would you have been running? Were you planning to run anyway, whether or not she was involved?
I was, for all the reasons that I previously stated about having more balance. I'm glad Marianne's not running. I have a lot of respect for her. I've worked with her in the past. Her constituent services were fantastic. But, politics gets tough and you throw some punches. I would never want to throw those towards her, because I really respect the job she's done. We should be proud. We should be proud of our representatives. We should be proud of Marianne. We should be proud of Brian Miller. We should be proud of Rob Smullen, because I'm beginning to see the sacrifices that are made and how hard these people work. So I'm glad I'm not running against Marianne.
Yeah. And then finally, things we haven't talked about, public safety. The HALT Act.
The HALT Act's a big one.
Raise the age, bail reform, all of these big issues that, even though we're making changes to those, we still seem to be having, we haven't gone far enough, it seems.
Yeah, the HALT Act is a good example of that, because when Governor Cuomo presented that, it sounded good because of the psychological ramifications of a sociopath being put in solitary confinement. But instead, we take them out of solitary confinement, put them on the floor with our COs, or just trying to go and do their job and come home safe to their family. That needs to be looked at. We need to represent our law enforcement on the streets and in correction facilities, big time. And we're not doing that.
All right. Anything else you want to add? It's going to be, well, I'd say a long campaign, long time till November.
Yes, sir.
But you have a primary that's going to be coming up. Anything you want to add on why people should vote for you?
Well, once again, it's I've had some success in the town of Deerfield going up against the odds. I've taken heat and kept on going. I represent the people. I never get involved politically to join the political club. I don't try to climb that ladder. I answer to the people. The people are on the top of that ladder. That's who I answer for. That's who I represent, and I view this as a service. This is me providing service back. I've had a good life. I still have a good life, but it's my time to provide service back, and I represent the people.
All right. Dan Fusco, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. We'll do it again. Maybe would you be open to a debate here at some point?
Most certainly would.
Okay.
Let's get closer to the primary, and that'll be a great idea.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dan.
Thank
Quick
you, guys.
break. Coming up, we'll talk. It's that time of year. It's Super Bowl Sunday coming up. We'll talk potato chips and something we discovered a while back that is just incredible. It's coming up at WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
One of America's funniest comedians is coming back to Utica. Jimmy Fallon, comedian and host of Fox Across America on WIDX, a TD host of Fox News, Saturday night, bringing an all-new hilarious show to the Rome Capitol Theater, Saturday, February 7th at 7 p.m. Tickets start at $38 and can be purchased at romecapital.com. A portion of the proceeds benefit Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. Purchase tickets at the box office or at romecapital.com. Jimmy Fallon. One night, one show. Get your tickets now.
What's your design inspiration? A picture on the wall? A photo from a magazine? A board you've made on Pinterest? Hi, this is Kira Meelan from Meelan's Carpet One. It's amazing what some of our customers bring to us for inspiration, and we love working side by side with them to help turn their flooring dream into a reality. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the job, helping you to discover your perfect flooring. And there really is so much to discover. Consider the latest flooring trends as you plan your next home project. Many of our customers are surprised by the incredible new choices we have available. For example, today's snap-together waterproof luxury vinyl is incredibly popular. It's durable and it's stunning, with so many styles that replicate hardwood and beautiful stone looks. We have options that inspire, designers who will help bring it all together, and always a beautiful installation. To get the perfect flooring, start with the right flooring store. Visit Meelan's Carpet One on Commercial Drive East in Yorkville.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-923-6829 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-923-6829. That's 800-923-6829. What do you have to lose? Call 800-923-6829. Again, 800-923-6829.
What's going on, Rome, New York? It's your main man, Jimmy Fallon from Fox Across America and Fox News Saturday Night. And listen up, folks, I am headed your way. February 7th, we're at the Rome Capitol Theater. You got a chance to get tickets to see me do what I do best, which is drink in the green room. But afterwards, I'll be on stage doing live comedy, a Q&A, a meet and greet. We're signing books. We're signing boobs. We're signing butts. You bring it. I got the Sharpie. We're doing a dang thing. Saturday night, February 7th, the Rome Capitol Theater. I will see you there.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
I'll pick one.
What I was going to say, Manaski, is if you think your National Grid bill was high, your December bill or whatever, wait till you get the bill from January, the coldest streak we have had in, 50 years. You can't open it that way. You got to use scissors.
Okay.
Okay, they didn't screw around when they. It's one thing I'd like to see. Can you open a bag of these Rap City potato chips without scissors? I don't think you can do it.
I don't think I can.
I was close. One of the things we discovered over at Stewart's was, and tell me the flavors we have, was Rap City potato chips. It's a very unique product because under ingredients you find potatoes, salt. There's really not much more that's
Here we
included.
Go. For instance, this is the sea salt and vinegar. It's russet potatoes, canola oil, sea salt, vinegar powder, citric acid, and is it malic acid? But I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 6 ingredients?
Yeah. Pretty much pure. On the line right now is Peter and Greg. They are with Rap City Chips and the owners of Rap
Brady
City.
Bunch.
They're on the line right now. Gentlemen, good morning.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Well, we really like your potato chips.
Well, I'm glad to hear you got into the bag.
Yes. Okay, talk about that. This is it's funny because when I grabbed my first bag, which I don't know, it was 6 months ago or whenever, over at Stewart's, the person at the counter said, and just to let you know, you'll need scissors to open the bag. Don't try to do it without scissors. So.
Yeah. It's like a prize.
It is.
It's a sense of accomplishment. If you can get into the bag, you get the prize.
So talk about your history. You're out of Maine, which dates back to like 2000 and I believe 15. You guys, it's a sandwich shop is where it all started, right?
Yes, yeah. We opened in Londonderry, New Hampshire for our first store in 2015, serving a side of our homemade potato chips with every wrap and sandwich, and kind of quickly got into some very small wholesale stuff and started selling bags, wherever we could, frankly, and it's kind of expanded and taken off. We've taken a couple of steps from small little facilities to a larger one that we're in now, and we do source all of our potatoes from Aroostook County up in northern Maine, and have had a nice little run and starting to build something here with some great partners like Stewart's and Wegmans specifically out in your area.
We are not lucky enough here in Utica, Rome to have a Wegmans, but in nearby Syracuse there are plenty, and of course, obviously Stewart's. They're all over the place, and they give you
awesome.
some pretty prime space in the store. You can see the display when you walk in. That's a good thing, which is what drew me to it.
Yes, yeah. Stewart's has been a great partner for us, really kind of helping us expand our reach, and we like. There's the small company that Peter and I are. We do enjoy very much a relationship with smaller outfits as well. I mean, of course, everybody wants the unicorn and the big whale and all that kind of stuff, but doing business with the small people still is unique, and it keeps it fun.
Well, you're coming up on Super Bowl weekend, which chips and Super Bowl seem to go hand in hand.
Yes, they do.
So let me ask: was we talked about how simple it was, only a few ingredients, pretty basic. Was that part of the plan to seeing that the market is saturated with things that have so many ingredients that you can't even pronounce or don't know what it is? Was that part of this, or did this really begin from, hey, this is a simple way, I want a potato chip, and then it grew into, we can do this as a business?
So we started slicing potatoes on a meat slicer in the back room of our sandwich shop.
Wow.
Because we wanted to create something special. And, we were certainly not starting out as a potato chip manufacturing facility, but when we started slicing those potatoes, cooking them with just the simple things that we had around us, and then we started to expand it, there was no reason to add anything or mess with what nature gave us already. So we try to keep things as simple as we can. The ingredients, we try not to add things that we feel don't belong. And so far it's worked. We're big. I'll add to that and just say we're big fans of the KISS method. You know, we want to be able to have a true potato flavor in every line item that we make, and that really comes through when you're using an exclusive russet potato, which is challenging. You know, the russet potato is a finicky little thing, and it does present some challenges different times of the year, color, and some of that stuff. But it gives us that true potato flavor that we've strived for in every flavor that we've come out with.
It is interesting at a time where the national market seems to have gone bonkers, if you will, on flavors. It's like everything from, you know, liverwurst to pizza flavor. I mean, everybody's got another flavor, dill pickle, and but you've kept it very simple. And these, to me, taste like what you would get when you go into a sandwich shop or a restaurant where they make their own chips, and they're just so addictive. And my guess is the way this went is that's what you did. You made your own chips, and everybody kept saying, man, you got to find a way to sell these and bag these because these are incredible.
Yeah. A quick silly story. We were at the Javits Center at the International Franchise Expo trying to sell sandwich shops when we had one store in 2016 or so, and we brought potato chips for like 10,000 people. We were handing them out all throughout the show over 3 days. And people were asking us wild questions like, hey, can I export these to the Middle East?
Wow.
And, you know, we just looked at each other like and laughed. We were like, oh, boy. Out of our league at that time.
Well, and meanwhile, though, what you're trying to, sometimes it takes, so you're trying to sell a sandwich shop when the real gem is staring you right in the face, and it takes a good entrepreneur to be able to say, maybe I'm not looking at the right thing here. Maybe our gold is what's in these potato chips. It's kind of a great
I think
entrepreneurial story, I think.
I think you said it the way that we kind of said it to each other. You know, we've always had the business push us in the direction that we feel we should be going in, and they complement each other so well. Those sandwiches we make are very special that we feel they are. They're very different and unique, and those potato chips are very unique in their own way, and they've really supported each other along the way and really kind of turned into their own animals. And continuing to grow together, but separately, has been very special for us.
Well, listen, we are big fans here, and love a great story like this one. And you can look for them at the very least in certain stores, but certainly at any Stewart shop, you can find Rap City potato chips for your Super Bowl party. Check them out. You will have to buy them again and again. And gentlemen, we appreciate the fact that you came on the air this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, our pleasure. We love it. Thank you so much.
All right, Peter and Greg, thanks. Have a great rest of the week.
Take care. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and they did send a whole bag, a big box of. Davey is the potato chip greeter here right now.
Yes.
As you watch him roll through the building.
Did we get any of the jalapeno white cheddar? Did they send one of those?
Do they have jalapeno white cheddar?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know. I just looked on the website.
Yeah, I took them.
Ha!
They're in his desk drawer.
No, they're at home.
He just took them home. You're killing me, Davey. Was the box addressed to you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the mistake.
Were they good?
Haven't ate them yet.
No.
Yeah.
Saving them for the Super Bowl.
During Sarah's Flooring Outlet's inventory reduction sale, it's out with the old and in with the new, with savings up to 70%. You won't find savings like this anywhere else on the area's largest inventory. It's all about flooring. Get brand new flooring for up to 70% off during Sarah's inventory reduction sale. And it's going on as we speak. Select in-stock rolls of carpet are 20% off. Easy to care for in-stock vinyl remnants, 30% off. In-stock hardwood, which we had installed in our home, right now, 50% off. Plus, get an unbelievable 70% off carpet remnants. They have to make room now during Sarah's inventory reduction sale. Some flooring is being sold below cost. The inventory reduction sale. It's going on now at Sarah's Flooring Outlet. See why more people buy from the big store. It's about quality. It's about their knowledge. It is about the fact that because of their buying power, you get an incredible price. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service. Family owned and operated since 1980, Tallman's is proud to provide trusted, professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
We have some sunshine, 10 below zero. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM. 92.3 FM news time is 8:33. The government may be partially shut down today, but House Speaker Mike Johnson is expressing confidence that it will come to an end tomorrow. During an appearance on NBC's Meet the Press, Johnson said he believes they have enough Republican votes to push forward. A deal agreed to by President Trump and Senate Democrats would fund all of the government except Homeland Security, which would operate on a 2-week stopgap bill. It does not look like there will be any additional charges as of now in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation after the release of more than 3 million files tied to the convicted sex offender. During an interview with CNN's State of the Union, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said the DOJ reviewed the files in July and determined, quote, there was nothing in there that allowed us to prosecute anybody, end quote. Today, host Savannah Guthrie's mother has gone missing in southern Arizona. Authorities say they received a 911 call about 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie on Sunday afternoon.
Very odd story.
She was last seen at her home in Pima County the evening before. It's Groundhog Day, and Punxsutawney Phil's annual weather prediction has been made. He emerged and said he saw a shadow, which means it's 6 more weeks of winter. And a wild story here. I've lost it now.
Those wild stories, you just can't keep track of them. I mean, they're all over the place. All of a sudden, it's gone.
Well, here's why I find this kind of wild. I know it's the kickoff to Super Bowl week, and there's the opening ceremonies for, I guess, Super Bowl week tonight. But the NFL has already announced today that they will extend their multi-year partnership with the city of Madrid to host regular season football games. This comes after Madrid hosted its first ever NFL regular season game earlier this year. The NFL has also confirmed 7 international games for 2026, with more to be announced. They include games in Melbourne, Rio de Janeiro, Munich, London, and, of course, Madrid. But at least 7 games will be held internationally this year, and they say it could grow. I actually heard over the weekend they're looking at there would be a commitment that every year every team would play at least 1 game on foreign shores.
I got to say the problem with that is the travel. It puts them at such a disadvantage after they get back.
Well, they keep talking about league player safety.
Yeah.
And it's like we play Thursday, holidays come, we play Friday, we play Saturday. Of course, you got your regular Sunday and your Monday.
Now we're playing in Madrid, we're playing in London, we're playing all over the place.
And you know something, Jeff? Remember years ago, and they still are, the Jacksonville Jaguars were like the home team over there.
Well, right. And where was that?
I think it was in London.
Wasn't it in Germany?
Germany, yeah.
In
Frankfurt,
Germany.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were like the team every year. They were the home team, and they just constantly.
I mean, one thing I can tell you though, we were in London when the Giants played, and
Yes.
I forget. I think it was the Giants and the Packers. I'm pretty sure, a couple of years ago, and I got to tell you, people everywhere wearing gear. They're selling so much merchandise by doing this, and then I got to tell you, it helps the host country because the number of people that travel. That are able to have the means to be able to say, yeah, we're going to London to watch the Giants play. I think it benefits everybody, except for the player and injuries. That's
and I would say
worry.
the U.S. fan. I do think it kind of disadvantaged. Like, for instance, if you're the Bills and you're going to play 1 game in Germany this year, it could be one of your home games.
Yep.
You know, do you get a discount on your personal seating license when they only play 7 home games instead of 8?
Right.
Well, remember when the Bills did a couple years ago back in they did the Toronto series there?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Toronto's a different story,
that didn't
though.
draw anybody.
But Toronto,
It's so
Buffalo
close.
already draws off Toronto. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Here's your Weather Center forecast.
Clear and cold to start off this Monday with sub-zero wind chills. The afternoon high should eventually hit 21 with sunshine and an increase in clouds tonight with a low down to 7. A cloudy day tomorrow, the high of 28. Light snows possible tomorrow evening with an overnight low down to 12. Then a few breaks in the clouds for Wednesday with a high of 22. I'm Jeff Marr at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
He's flying today.
We have some sunshine. It's 10 below. Lance just sent me a photo. Did you guys pose for a photo with Lance for Lance this weekend? There's a picture of you and Davey from the chicken wing event and for the Joseph Michael Chubbuck Foundation.
Yeah.
And I don't know, was Lance on the other side of that photo?
He's saying that's him?
No, he's saying that's you and Davey.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so I'm saying was he the one who took that picture, or did you guys post this online?
I didn't post it. I don't know where it came from. I hate pictures, Jeff.
I wonder. Was Lance at this event and you didn't know it? Was he taking photos of you?
That is possible.
He said the caption for the photo should be, "Don't worry, Bill. You can start your diet on Monday."
That's right. Okay, Lance, you piece of garbage.
Oh, I didn't take that.
You're in it. How could you
I know,
take
but,
it? Okay, so
you didn't? You sure? Go
one
to that
more.
microphone.
Big Honey and Hecla. This is to the NASA story that we talked about, where they're going to they'll see us from the dark side of the moon. They're going to go around the moon. Our first lunar trip, crewed lunar trip in I guess 50 years. Big Honey says it's a wonder we landed on the moon 60 years ago with less technology than what we have in a microwave oven today.
It really is quite incredible. I think it was like your first MacGyver moment. I mean, probably not the first, but pretty big. Pretty big.
Yeah.
Although there are some who don't believe we landed there, so just keep that in mind.
I was going to go down there, but I decided not to.
Let's see. Cold day, very, very cold. We mentioned Jimmy Fallon. Tickets are available. We're releasing new seats this week. You can get them by going to romecapital.com. Still great seats available for you to take advantage of. Some other comments here this morning. I'll try to go to YouTube in a second. Mike this morning says, those damn potato chips from Stewart's are addictive, talking about Rap City. I invite them into the house. They're gone in one sitting. And the other thing is make sure you bring scissors and have them in your car because you're going to want to sample a few on the way home.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. And Davey has a major announcement here this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Davey is leaving the program. He is going to work for National Grid. Explain what's happening.
I'm going to be climbing the
trees,
and cutting the ropes on the lines.
Cutting the ropes on the lines.
In everybody's houses to make their bill go down.
You might not know this, but there are ropes on your lines, on your power lines that are coming in, and Davey has been specifically hired to cut those ropes. None of this is true.
No.
However, you would like to make an announcement.
I would like to wish Alexa, my everybody knows who met her.
Yeah,
it's her birthday today.
You're going to call her your other half?
No.
You started to.
My friend.
Okay, your friend?
My friend.
You're just going with friend here? All right.
It was her birthday.
Alexa.
How old is she today?
I'm not going to say her age.
Smart move.
Alexa.
But she'll be coming with me to Jimmy Fallon on Saturday.
Alexa?
Alexa.
You ever sing this song at night?
Alexa. A-L-E-X-A. Alexa.
A-L-E-X-A.
Alexa.
So
that's Davey singing Alexa, happy birthday.
Of course, you can check us out on YouTube as well. We have many comments there here this morning. What's that?
What do you want me to do? You're pointing at me. Oh, okay.
Tim the Tool Man says, I don't think I can take 6 more weeks of winter. I don't think I can
I
either.
am with you, Tim. Man, this is just enough.
And I don't know who this is. John V. Is this QAnon John?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's right here. He says, wait till the scrapping of solar panels starts in the future. The idiots will be tearing them off of their own roofs.
Well,
I think he's right.
The only thing I don't. The only thing I can tell you, John, is in 1982, I was working at a radio station in Little Falls, and my favorite boss, my first real boss in radio, was Gary Vann. And they were offering up a program back in the early 80s where you could get solar panels on your house. And Gary lived in Little Falls. And sadly, he has since passed away. But a couple of years ago, we went to lunch, and I said, I remember you had those solar panels on your roof. And he said, well, we've had a couple of repairs over the years, but the original solar panel still on the roof. And I only pay of my heating bill, I pay about 10 to 20% of what everybody else pays. Every once in a while, the furnace kicks on. Otherwise, or it doesn't draw off the batteries from the solar. So, I mean, that goes back to the early 80s. And at least on an individual house, it was a huge money saver for him. And let me tell you, if you think your heating bill has been big so far this winter, wait till you get your next National Grid bill, because it is January, one of the coldest months we have had in a long time. I can only imagine what that's going to be like.
Well, Bill, we've got good news. You can spur the economy by taking out a loan to pay your National Grid bill.
That's right. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, which means they do a lot. Dr. Shemaleski worked in the ER for years. But there are things we can do to help ourselves heal and to prevent things from happening. Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shemaleski, now Dr. Cheryl Mattern has joined the team along with Dr. Kosminski, and it is an osteopathic approach. But also, if you just need a new family doctor, they have you covered at the Falcon Clinic. Call today at 315-507-4751. It's the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Do you want me to go break now or just go with us, Davey? I can do it. Okay. Mark J. Kwan is the author of Be Smart, Pay Zero Taxes. I thought this might be an option for you as you're heading into what could be a very expensive tax season. Mark, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
So Be Smart, pay zero taxes. How in the hell do you do this?
It's actually pretty simple. It's a strategy that anybody can apply. You can actually start with $100 in a brokerage account. The strategy has been used since the Great Depression to basically create billionaires. It's not taught in any college or university in the country. It's not taught to any financial advisors. I was a financial advisor for 15 years. I used to train them.
Okay.
It's simple. You just simply buy assets, things with limited supply, stocks, ETFs, gold, silver, Bitcoin, real estate. You buy it and then you never sell it. So buy and then you never sell. You never sell. If you never sell, you never pay capital gains taxes. If you take a low interest loan from one asset to buy another asset, that loan isn't taxed. You're completely circumventing the U.S. tax system, and then you can die with up to $30 million, and you can pass that money to your heirs. Buy, borrow, die. That's simple.
Okay.
Well, so wait. Hold on. So, yeah, explain this again. You made it sound real simple.
You must have to draw off it.
No, you don't. You just take low interest margin loans.
I see.
I've been teaching this I've actually been teaching this for 4.5 years to ordinary Americans. It was actually Newsmax that reached out to me because this is my fourth book.
Yeah.
Yes, I've proven that anybody can do this of any income. I'm actually teaching it to homeschoolers aged 13 to 18 that are in homeschools. I've been teaching it to plumbers, electricians, HVAC workers, the guy who built my deck in Knoxville. Yeah, anybody can do this. You can actually put $100. You could put $100 in a brokerage account. You could put $20 in a silver ETF, $20 in a gold ETF, $20 in a Bitcoin ETF, $20 in a couple stocks, $100 there. You grow that. You never sell it. You never pay taxes. Take a low interest margin loan, send it to your bank account. You've completely circumvented the U.S. tax system. Buy, borrow, die. Billionaires use it, but anybody can do it.
How do you? Okay, let's say it's gold, right? And you invest. How do you say send it to your bank account, but you never have to pay a tax on that? I don't get it.
When loans aren't taxable. These are all IRS tax codes. If you never sell an asset, you never pay taxes. If you never sell your real estate, never sell your gold. Let's say you own gold or silver ETFs. You never sell them. You never pay taxes because you don't realize the gain. If you take a low interest margin loan, send the money to your bank account, that's money that's not taxed. It's 0%.
So you're getting money in that case, but you're not paying taxes on it. You're making money off gold or whatever other commodities you talk about, but as long as you sell, you're never paying any taxes on that, and you can pass that on to your kids.
Yeah, but it's that simple. It's buy, borrow, die. The strategy was coined by a University of Southern California in the 1990s. It's never been used by ordinary people, but during coronavirus, I knew how to invest. So during COVID, I was very skeptical about COVID.
Yeah.
So I bet down on the market, and I was making a lot of money. And it hit bottom. So I flipped it around. I started betting up, and then I started posting all my trades on Instagram. They're all still there. I made an absolute fortune during coronavirus, and it helped a lot of other people make a lot of money. So I started a financial education company called The Perfect Portfolio. And at that time, we were borrowing on margin at 2% interest because the rates were so low.
Right.
So imagine borrowing money at 2%. You can buy a covered call ETF that pays a 12% dividend. So imagine you can borrow at 2% and the covered call dividend pays 12%.
Wow. Yeah.
It's pretty simple stuff.
The book is Be Smart, Pay Zero Taxes. Use the buy, borrow, die strategy to get rich and stay rich. And I'm assuming the book is available all over the place.
Yeah. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all the bookstores, all major bookstores.
Okay. Will you pay taxes on the profit from your book?
Will I pay taxes? No, I have. If you're an accredited investor, meaning you can invest in things. No, I paid no taxes last year. I made almost $1 million. I'll pay almost zero taxes last year.
Wow.
If you're an accredited investor, you can actually do that. So to become an accredited investor, simply apply these strategies. It's very simple. We use it for stocks, ETFs, life insurance, real estate, cryptocurrency, precious metals. You can even do it with artwork. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And just think about it. Your debt is priced in U.S. dollars, so the debt is disappearing. As the dollar goes down, the debt is disappearing.
That's
as
funny.
the assets go up in value.
Mark J. Kwan is the author and the genius behind it all. Be smart, pay zero taxes. The book is out there wherever you get your books. Mark, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, Mark J. Kwan. Quick break, and we'll wrap it up here for Monday morning at WIBX.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
One of America's funniest comedians is coming back to Utica. Jimmy Fallon, comedian and host of Fox Across America on WIDX, a TD host of Fox News, Saturday night, bringing an all-new hilarious show to the Rome Capitol Theater, Saturday, February 7th at 7 p.m. Tickets start at $38 and can be purchased at RomeCapital.com. A portion of the proceeds benefit Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. Purchase tickets at the box office or at RomeCapital.com. Jimmy Fallon. One night, one show. Get your tickets now.
Breakfast burritos for the morning brainstorm. Easy Cater. Paninis for the lunch and learn. Easy Cater. Barbecue for the clients from Boston. Easy Cater. Brownie boxes and mini bundt cakes for Brenda's workiversary. Easy Cater. One simple platform to feed any size group with food they love from favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Easy Cater. All the food for your workplace, all in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Breakfast burritos for the morning brainstorm. Easy Cater. Paninis for the lunch and learn. Easy Cater. Barbecue for the clients from Boston. Easy Cater. Brownie boxes and mini bundt cakes for Brenda's workiversary. Easy Cater. One simple platform to feed any size group with food they love from favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Easy Cater. All the food for your workplace, all in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service. Family owned and operated since 1980. Tallman's is proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
A couple of things. Steve Ponte Mazda, the new Mazda sales event is underway. Save on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-5s, 0.9% on turbo models, 0.9% on the new 2025 Mazda CX-50, and 1.9% on hybrids, 2.9% on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s. See the dealership. Everybody over there with Rick for details. And as Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. And if you're having pain, you can get rid of it. The people that are on this system, so many report unbelievable results where their pain has gone away. You could experience the same thing with the Good Feet store. No obligation. You walk in, get a free fitting and test walk. There is not an appointment needed for this. You can just walk in. Fully warranted. It's a 3-step system, includes strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. 3 categories of arch supports with varying levels of strength and support to help the pain go away. It's the Good Feet store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
So I've been looking up this beg, borrow, and steal method. No, I'm kidding. It's called buy, borrow, and die. It's interesting. If you've never heard of it, Google it and give it some thought. I'm not intelligent enough to explain it, although I think our guest did a good job of explaining it. But that's amazing to me.
Donna says it's pretty simple. You're making money on investments, borrowing against your own money, and you end up paying no tax as a result, especially if you can borrow at a lower rate. Mike says, I'm in the Great Depression thinking about my upcoming National Grid bill.
Yeah.
Anne in Rome. My friends bought a house. I bought them a smoke carbon monoxide detector. Someone said, why would you give such a crazy gift? She said, because I love them.
Yeah.
That's a very nice sentiment.
So we talked about the requirements for
Joe
basically
Joseph. I think he died in 2005.
Who's that?
I don't know. That was from earlier. Sorry, Joe.
Oh, Luther. Maybe it was
Luther
Luther
Vandross.
Yeah, I bet you that's what it was.
And Wayne, Heidi Klum's outfit looked like what someone who got into an accident. Google it and see what you think. Like body-forming plastic. I did see it last night.
I'm checking. Ooh. 13 hours ago. I don't know. She looks good. I can't really see the dress. I've lost it here.
There were some outfits last night at the Grammys that were just crazy. Oh, I see what.
How did Sabrina Carpenter look? I didn't watch any of the Grammys. I called it an early night last night.
Yeah, it's kind of a body forming thing. I thought she looked wonderful.
Yeah, you can see her. You can see things you wouldn't see in a normal dress, I guess.
And then the other woman that sings that Pink Pony song. Holy crap, that outfit had nothing. She had nothing on.
Yeah. Was that on TV? I'm surprised
it
that
was
flies
on
on TV.
It was on the red carpet. She wore something different that covered her up when she came on to present.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
Chapel Rome you're talking about?
John, QAnon John says on the make money and pay no taxes, I've been screaming about this for years.
Well, John, you must make sure that you understand the laws and the rules of this country.
John is apparently highly wealthy. Also,
and smart.
They had the drawing on Saturday night for the Comets, the Save the Date Foundation. I don't know how many tickets they ended up selling, but the people who won took the
car.
They took the car instead of the $75K.
Surprised.
That's what they did. And then the $25,000 giveaway. We'll find out tomorrow who won that. New York Sash Home Improvement giveaway at the Home Show. Gotta go. Stay warm out there. News is coming up next.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Tate Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Democrats get another seat in Congress. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, making the Republican House majority even slimmer, 218 to 214. Fox's Bill Malugin reports from the Capitol.
Texas Democratic Representative Christian Menifee just won a special election, and if Speaker Johnson swears him into Congress today, House Republicans' majority will be down to just one single vote. This, as Democrats are increasingly emboldened to fight DHS funding and ICE.
What is clear is that the department